Have you ever dreamed of packing your bags and setting off on a new adventure, only to wonder if traveling after 70 is still a good idea? Seeing new places, experiencing different cultures, and making new memories can be incredibly fulfilling. But as we age, traveling is no longer just about excitement, it's about preparation, caution, and understanding the risks that come with it. While many seniors assume they can travel the same way they did in their younger years, the truth is that aging introduces new challenges that can turn a dream vacation into a stressful, even dangerous ordeal. What used to be a simple getaway may now require extra planning, health considerations, and financial precautions to avoid unexpected issues. Today, we're going to reveal 5 crucial reasons why traveling after 70 can be risky. From unexpected health emergencies to financial pitfalls, each point will help you understand the unique challenges seniors face when traveling. By the end of this, you'll have a clear understanding of why travel at this stage in life requires extra caution and what you can do to stay safe if you choose to take a trip. Before we begin, if you believe that staying informed can help you enjoy a longer, safer, and more fulfilling life, subscribe to Graceful Elderly and share this message so more seniors can travel wisely and avoid unnecessary risks. 1. Increased health risks and medical emergency zone. Of the biggest concerns when traveling after 70 is the increased risk of sudden health issues. Our bodies become more unpredictable as we age, and conditions like heart disease, high blood pressure, or respiratory problems can turn into serious emergencies when we least expect them. At home, getting medical care is simple. Your doctor is just a phone call away. But when you're traveling, especially in unfamiliar places or foreign countries, finding the right treatment can be complicated, time-consuming, and expensive. A minor health issue that could have been easily managed at home can quickly escalate into a serious, even life-threatening situation when you're far from familiar medical care. For many seniors, the risk of a medical emergency isn't just theoretical, it's very real. Long flights increase the risk of blood clots, deep vein thrombosis. High altitudes put strain on the heart and lungs, especially for those with pre-existing conditions. Changes in climate can weaken the immune system, making seniors more vulnerable to infections. Dehydration and heat exhaustion are common in warmer destinations and can quickly become dangerous. Take James, a 74-year-old retiree who always loved traveling. He planned a 2-week cruise with his wife, thinking it would be a relaxing way to see new places without too much physical strain. But on the 4th day, he started experiencing severe chest pain. The ship's medical staff could only provide basic care, but he needed a hospital fast. Since they were in the middle of the ocean, he had to wait for an emergency evacuation to the nearest port, delaying treatment by hours. Fortunately, he survived, but the experience left him shaken. What was supposed to be a dream vacation became a terrifying ordeal, one that he later admitted could have been avoided had he considered the risks more carefully. Another major issue is medical insurance. Many seniors assume that their regular health coverage applies everywhere, only to find out too late that it doesn't cover medical treatment in another country. Without the right travel insurance, hospital visits, emergency surgeries, and even basic medications can result in massive out-of-pocket costs. Some seniors end up paying thousands of dollars just to get the care they need while abroad. How to protect yourself if you're over 70 and considering travel. Here's how to reduce health risks and stay safe. Check with your doctor before traveling. Get a full health assessment to understand any risks. Carry all necessary medications and extra doses in case of delays. Research the healthcare system in your destination and locate nearby hospitals. Ensure you have comprehensive travel insurance that covers emergency evacuations and hospital stays. Because when it comes to health, being prepared can mean the difference between a smooth trip and a medical disaster. 2. Higher risk of infections and foodborne illnesses. One of the most overlooked dangers of traveling after 70 is the increased exposure to germs, viruses, and contaminated food and water. Crowded airports, airplanes, public transportation, and restaurants create an environment where bacteria and viruses thrive. For younger travelers, a minor cold or stomach bug might be a temporary inconvenience. But for seniors, these infections can lead to serious complications, hospitalizations, or long-term health setbacks. Airplanes are breeding grounds for germs. Passengers sit close together, breathing recycled air for hours at a time. Public restrooms, hotels, and rental cars may look clean, but often harbor hidden bacteria on surfaces like doorknobs, tray tables, and remote controls. Foreign foods and water sources may contain bacteria and parasites that your body isn't used to. As we age, our immune system naturally weakens, making it harder to recover from respiratory infections, stomach bugs, or even the flu. A single trip can expose an older adult to more illnesses than they would typically encounter in months at home. Think about Margaret, a 72-year-old who had always been healthy. She took a long-awaited trip to Asia and drank tap water at a restaurant without realizing the risk. Within 24 hours, she developed severe food poisoning that left her dehydrated and too weak to leave her hotel room for days. By the time she returned home, she had lost weight, felt exhausted, and took weeks to fully recover. Many seniors also forget that simple infections like the flu or pneumonia can be much more dangerous after 70. Traveling to a new region exposes you to different strains of viruses, and a minor illness can turn into a major health crisis. How to protect yourself if you plan to travel. Here's how to reduce your risk of infections and foodborne illnesses. Wear a mask in crowded areas like airports and airplanes. Wash your hands frequently and carry hand sanitizer at all times. Only drink bottled or filtered water, especially in countries with different sanitation standards. Avoid raw foods in unfamiliar places, including salads, sushi, or unpasteurized dairy. Boost your immune system before traveling by eating a healthy diet, getting enough sleep, and taking necessary vaccines. Flu, pneumonia, hepatitis, etc. By taking precautions, you can greatly reduce your chances of getting sick while traveling and ensure that your trip is enjoyable rather than exhausting. Traveling after 70 can still be enjoyable, but it requires more planning, caution, and awareness than when you were younger. A simple trip can quickly turn into a health or financial nightmare if you're not careful. Medical emergencies, infections, and exhaustion can take a serious toll on older travelers, and ignoring these risks can put your safety in jeopardy. The good news? By understanding these dangers and planning ahead, you can protect yourself, travel smarter, and continue making wonderful memories without unnecessary risks. But while health concerns are a major issue, they're not the only hidden danger of senior travel. In the next section, we'll explore another major challenge that many seniors overlook, one that can impact not just your health, but also your finances and long-term well-being. Traveling may seem exciting, but for seniors over 70, the physical demands can be far greater than expected. What used to be a simple trip filled with adventure and exploration can now feel like a test of endurance. Long flights, unpredictable schedules, and hours of walking can lead to exhaustion that is difficult to recover from. Unlike younger years, when a good night's sleep was enough to recharge, older adults often find that fatigue lingers for days or even weeks after a trip. When the body is tired, everything else suffers. Immune function weakens, balance becomes unstable, and the risk of illness or injury skyrockets. The effects of travel fatigue can be serious, turning what should have been a relaxing getaway into an exhausting ordeal. The reality of travel fatigue in older adults. One of the biggest challenges seniors face while traveling is disrupted sleep. Sleeping in an unfamiliar bed, dealing with noisy hotels, adjusting to different time zones, or having an inconsistent schedule can make it nearly impossible to get proper rest. Sleep deprivation isn't just about feeling tired, it affects mental sharpness, weakens the immune system, and even increases the risk of heart problems. Studies have shown that seniors who travel across multiple time zones often take longer to adjust, meaning jet lag can last much longer than expected. This lingering exhaustion can turn an otherwise enjoyable trip into a miserable experience, leaving travelers drained instead of rejuvenated. There's the issue of physical strain. Sitting for long periods on planes, buses, or trains can lead to stiff muscles, swollen joints, and an increased risk of blood clots. Navigating airports, train stations, or tourist sites often means walking much more than usual, sometimes on uneven or poorly maintained surfaces. Carrying luggage, even with rolling suitcases, can put unnecessary strain on the back, shoulders, and joints. For seniors with arthritis, circulation issues, or mobility challenges, these factors can cause pain and discomfort that lasts long after the trip is over. When sightseeing becomes overwhelming, many seniors assume they can keep up with their younger selves, only to realize too late that travel requires more physical effort than they anticipated. Richard, a 75-year-old who had always loved traveling after retirement, he and his wife planned a 2-week vacation overseas, assuming it would be just as enjoyable as their trips in earlier years. But after a 10-hour flight, navigating a crowded airport, and adjusting to a 6-hour time difference, Richard felt exhausted before the trip had even begun. By the second day, he struggled to walk long distances, had trouble staying alert during tours, and found himself needing frequent breaks. By the time he adjusted, it was almost time to go home. Instead of returning refreshed, he spent weeks recovering from the trip instead of enjoying his memories. For many seniors, this is a common experience. The body's ability to recover from physical exertion declines with age, meaning that what used to be an enjoyable activity may now feel like a burden. Hidden risk of dehydration and poor nutrition while traveling. Another challenge seniors face while traveling is maintaining their usual diet and hydration levels. Many destinations have unfamiliar foods that can cause digestive issues, and staying hydrated while on the move is often overlooked. Dehydration alone can lead to fatigue, dizziness, confusion, and increased risk of falls. For older adults, even mild dehydration can worsen existing health conditions and contribute to low energy levels, making travel even more exhausting. Gadgetly, many seniors struggle to find nutritious meals while traveling between airport food, hotel buffets, and unfamiliar restaurant options. It's easy to fall into a pattern of eating processed, salty, or sugary foods that negatively impact energy levels and digestion. Tips to avoid travel fatigue and stay energized: stay hydrated. Carry a reusable water bottle and drink water frequently. Avoid excessive caffeine and alcohol, which can cause dehydration. Stick to familiar foods to prevent digestive upset. Pack healthy snacks like nuts, fruit, or protein bars to maintain energy level. Schedule rest days. Don't overpack your itinerary with back-to-back activities. Take shorter flights with layovers to allow time for movement and circulation. Be making these small adjustments, seniors can reduce exhaustion and make travel more enjoyable. Instead of feeling like they need a vacation to recover from their vacation, ignoring physical limits can lead to injury. One of the most serious dangers of traveling after 70 is the increased risk of falls and injuries. As we age, our balance, reflexes, and bone density naturally decline, making a simple stumble much more dangerous than it would have been in younger years. A minor fall at home may result in a bruise or sore muscles, but a fall while traveling, especially in an unfamiliar environment, can lead to broken bones, hospital stays, or even permanent mobility issues. Many seniors don't realize just how different travel environments can be compared to what they're used to at home. Hotels, cruise ships, and historic sites often have uneven floors, poorly lit staircases, or slippery surfaces. Public transportation and taxis may lack accessibility features, making it harder to step in and out safely. Tourist attractions often require walking long distances, sometimes on cobblestone streets, hills, or uneven sidewalks. Take Linda, a 78-year-old woman who had always dreamed of visiting Europe. She was in great shape and walked regularly in her neighborhood without problems, but when she arrived in Italy and started navigating the steep and even streets, she quickly realized it wasn't as easy as she thought. One evening, as she stepped off a curb in a dimly lit alley, she lost her footing and fell hard, breaking her hip. She was rushed to a local hospital where doctors told her she needed surgery. Not only did she have to cut her trip short, but she also spent months in recovery after returning home. What was supposed to be the trip of a lifetime turned into an experience she wished she had never taken. How to prevent travel-related injuries and stay safe if travel is necessary. Taking precautions can reduce the risk of injuries. How seniors can stay safe while traveling. Choose destinations with good accessibility. Avoid areas with steep terrain or poor infrastructures. Mobility aids, if needed, walking sticks or support braces, can provide extra stability. Wear proper footwear. Comfortable non-slip shoes reduce the risk of falling. Frequently avoid overexertion by taking breaks and pacing yourself. Stay well rested. Fatigue increases the risk of falls and injuries. Above all, recognizing personal limitations is key. No trip is worth sacrificing your long-term mobility and independence. The bottom line: traveling after 70 requires careful planning and realistic expectations. While it can still be enjoyable, it's important to recognize that the body no longer recovers as quickly as it once did. Ignoring physical limits, failing to prepare, or overestimating endurance can turn what should be a relaxing trip into a painful struggle. Be listening to your body, taking precautions, and choosing travel plans that fit your needs. You can reduce the risks of exhaustion, injury, and long-term recovery issues. But while health and mobility are major concerns, they're not the only risks seniors face while traveling. In the next section, we'll discuss how travel can also pose financial dangers that many older adults never consider until it's too late. Traveling isn't just physically demanding. It also comes with serious financial risks that many seniors never consider until it's too late. Beyond airfare and hotel costs, unexpected medical emergencies, trip cancellations, and scams can turn a well-planned vacation into a financial nightmare. Many seniors assume that if something goes wrong, their insurance or personal savings will cover it. But the reality is that travel-related expenses can quickly spiral out of control, leaving seniors with overwhelming bills and stress. A single unexpected event can drain a senior's bank account, forcing them to make difficult financial decisions and, in some cases, jeopardizing their long-term financial security. 1. The high cost of medical emergencies. A breakdown of the biggest financial risks of traveling after 70 is unexpected medical costs. Many seniors don't realize that their regular health insurance often doesn't cover treatment in foreign countries. This means that if you fall ill or get injured while traveling, you could be responsible for thousands of dollars in medical bills, even in countries where healthcare is more affordable. Emergency medical evacuations, such as being airlifted to a hospital that can provide proper treatment, can cost tens of thousands of dollars. Without the right travel insurance, many seniors find themselves in a terrifying situation, forced to either pay an enormous bill out of pocket or go without the care they need. Take Susan, a 72-year-old who had never had major health issues. She traveled to South America, believing that her insurance would cover any emergency. But when she had a sudden heart episode, she was shocked to find that her insurance did not apply outside of the United States. The hospital required upfront payment before treating her, and she ended up spending $15,000 out of pocket just for basic care. For many seniors, a single unexpected health event can wipe out savings meant for retirement or daily expenses. How To protect yourself from medical expenses while traveling, check your health insurance policy before traveling to see what's covered abroad. Purchase travel insurance that includes medical emergencies, hospital stays, and medical evacuations. Keep a list of nearby hospitals and clinics at your destination. Carry enough medication for your entire trip, plus extra in case of delays. Failing to prepare for medical costs can turn an otherwise affordable trip into a financial burden. 2. The Hidden Costs of Trip Cancellations and Delays. Many seniors book vacations months in advance, assuming they will still be in good health when the time comes. But life is unpredictable, and health conditions can arise suddenly, forcing last-minute cancellations or changes. Unfortunately, most airlines, hotels, and cruise lines have strict cancellation policies that do not allow refunds for last-minute changes. This means seniors can lose thousands of dollars if they are unable to travel due to an illness or unexpected event. Take Richard, a 74-year-old who planned a European river cruise. He had paid over $5,000 for the trip, assuming that if something went wrong, he could reschedule or get a refund. But 2 weeks before departure, he developed a serious respiratory infection and was unable to travel. The cruise line refused to refund his money, and he lost everything. How to protect yourself from financial losses due to cancellations. Invest in travel insurance that covers trip cancellations due to medical reasons. Choose refundable bookings whenever possible, even if they cost a little more. Be realistic about your health. Avoid booking trips too far in advance if your health is unpredictable. 3. The growing risk of scams and fraud. Targeting senior travelers. Seniors are often prime targets for scams and financial fraud while traveling. Scammers specifically look for older adults who seem unfamiliar with their surroundings, knowing they are less likely to notice when they are being taken advantage of. Common travel scams that target seniors include fake taxi drivers who overcharge unsuspecting tourists, helpful strangers who steal wallets or credit cards while offering assistance, bogus vacation rental listings that don't actually exist, ATM skimmers that steal credit card information, aggressive street vendors or tour guides who demand higher payments than agreed upon. Take George, a 76-year-old who had always been careful with his money. He booked a dream vacation to a tropical island, making sure to save up for every part of the trip. But when he arrived, he realized that the hotel he booked didn't exist. He had fallen for an online scam, and his money was gone. With nowhere to stay, he had to scramble to find another hotel, paying double what he had budgeted just to have a place to sleep. What should have been a relaxing trip became a stressful financial mess that followed him home. How to avoid scams and financial fraud while traveling. Use only official taxi services or rideshare apps. Book hotels through reputable travel sites. Avoid deals that seem too good to be true. Be cautious when using public ATMs, and never let strangers handle your credit card. Research common scams in your destination ahead of time. Even if everything goes according to plan, unexpected events like flight cancellations, lost luggage, or political unrest can result in extra expenses that weren't planned for. Many seniors assume that airlines will cover costs for delays, but in reality, most disruptions require travelers to pay out of pocket for hotel stays, new flights, and other expenses. Take Helen, a 73-year-old who was traveling to visit her grandchildren. When her flight was canceled due to a storm, she had to book a hotel for the night, pay for meals, and rebook a new flight at a higher price. The trip ended up costing her hundreds more than she expected, all because of an event she had no control over. How to protect yourself from unexpected travel costs. Have an emergency travel fund for unexpected expenses. Check airline policies before booking flights to understand what they cover in case of cancellations. Pack essentials like medications and important documents in a carry-on in case of lost luggage, while travel can be exciting. It also comes with serious financial risks that seniors should not ignore. Medical emergencies, trip cancellations, scams, and unexpected expenses can quickly turn an affordable trip into a financial disaster. Many seniors assume they can handle any issues that arise, but without the right protections in place, they may lose thousands of dollars and put themselves in a stressful situation. Be why investing in travel insurance, being cautious with finances, and preparing for unexpected costs, seniors can avoid financial disaster and enjoy travel without unnecessary stress. But financial risks aren't the only concern. There's one more hidden danger of traveling after 70 that many seniors never think about until it's too late. In the next section, we'll discuss how traveling can affect your long-term well-being and why, for some seniors, staying home may be the best choice for a happier, healthier life. Travel is often seen as an opportunity to explore, reconnect with loved ones, and create lasting memories. But as we age, it's essential to recognize that travel isn't just about the moment. It can have long-term effects on physical health, mental well-being, and overall quality of life. While many seniors focus on the immediate excitement of a trip, few consider how the exhaustion, financial strain, and stress of travel can linger long after returning home. For some seniors, traveling provides enrichment and joy, but for others, it takes more than it gives, leading to weeks or even months of recovery, unexpected setbacks, and emotional exhaustion. One of the biggest differences between traveling at 30 and traveling at 70 is the time it takes to recover. What used to be a quick weekend trip can now leave seniors feeling fatigued, sore, and mentally drained for weeks. Jet lag lasts longer. Older adults take more time to adjust to new time zones, which can disrupt sleep for days or even weeks. Muscle recovery slows down. Walking long distances, carrying luggage, and sitting for extended periods can cause stiffness and lingering joint pain. The immune system takes longer to bounce back after exposure to new environments, germs, and different foods. The body may struggle to recover fully. Take Edward, a 78-year-old who took a 2-week trip to Europe. He loved the experience, but found that after returning home, he still felt exhausted 2 weeks later. His usual activities, going for walks, socializing, even running errands, felt like a struggle. He admitted that while the trip was enjoyable, the recovery period made him question if it had been worth it. While travel is often marketed as relaxing, the reality is that it can be incredibly stressful, especially for seniors. The combination of navigating airports, adjusting to new environments, and dealing with unpredictable events can leave older travelers feeling mentally drained. Cognitive overload, new surroundings, unfamiliar customs, and constant decision-making can lead to mental fatigue. Travel anxiety, concerns about missing flights, losing belongings, or managing health issues can create constant stress. Frustration from unexpected changes, cancellations, delays, and itinerary disruptions can make seniors feel overwhelmed and out of control. For seniors who already struggle with memory lapses or anxiety, travel can worsen these issues, making it difficult to fully enjoy the experience. Some return home feeling more anxious and unsettled than before they left. Many seniors push themselves to travel because they feel like they should, rather than because they truly want to. Society promotes the idea that retirement is meant for traveling, leading some older adults to book trips out of obligation rather than genuine excitement. For some, the stress, exhaustion, and discomfort outweigh the enjoyment. Instead of creating cherished memories, they return home feeling drained, financially strained, or even regretful. Take Margaret, a 76-year-old who always dreamed of seeing Asia. She finally booked a trip, but found herself feeling overwhelmed by the fast-paced schedule, the unfamiliar food, and the physical demands. By the time she returned home, she realized that she had spent more time feeling exhausted than actually enjoying the experience. She later admitted that she would have been happier taking shorter, local trips instead of pushing herself to travel internationally. For seniors who love travel but struggle with its demands, there are alternatives that allow for new experiences without the risks and exhaustion. Local getaways exploring nearby towns, nature reserves, or historical sites can provide the joy of travel without the stress of long-distance trips. Cruises with shorter durations rather than a multi-week cruise, opting for a shorter, more relaxed itinerary can be more enjoyable. Staycations with meaningful activities, staying home, but planning local outings, special dinners, or cultural experiences can create just as many memorable moments. Virtual travel experiences. Technology now allows seniors to explore new places through virtual tours, travel documentaries, and online cultural events, all from the comfort of home. By shifting the mindset from "I have to travel" to "feel fulfilled" to "I can create enriching experiences anywhere," seniors can enjoy life without unnecessary stress and fatigue. There's no shame in realizing that travel no longer serves you in the way it once did. Many seniors feel pressured to keep up with their younger years, but in reality, true happiness comes from doing what feels right for you now, not what once felt right decades ago. If travel leaves you feeling more exhausted than excited, it might be time to reconsider. If you dread the logistics of flying, packing, and navigating new places, there are better ways to enjoy life without the hassle. If you find yourself worrying more about the risks than enjoying the possibilities, your peace of mind is more valuable than any trip. We've explored the hidden dangers of traveling after 70, from health risks and exhaustion to financial pitfalls and long-term recovery struggles. While travel can be an exciting and fulfilling part of life, it's not for everyone, and that's okay. Aging isn't about chasing past experiences, it's about creating new ones that fit the life you have now. If traveling still brings you joy and energy, plan wisely, take precautions, and choose experiences that align with your well-being. But if traveling feels more like a burden than a pleasure, it's perfectly okay to embrace a new way of enjoying life that doesn't require long flights or exhausting itineraries. At the end of the day, longevity isn't just about adding years to your life. It's about ensuring that those years are lived with quality, comfort, and peace of mind. Whether you continue traveling or choose to stay closer to home, the most important thing is that you are doing what makes you truly happy.